Ladies
Okay.
and gentlemen, welcome to Fashion Avenue News. I'm your host, Sophia Davis, and tonight we have an amazing guest for you. But before we go to our guests, let's have a word from our sponsors. We'll be right back in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back on Fashion Avenue News TV, where only the best will do. Tonight, we have the amazing David Harrell, who has wonderful menswear. David, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Definitely. Thank you for having me on your show this evening.
All right, we're going to jump right into the questions. Now, it's a pleasure meeting you on social media because, of course, we've never met in person. I think you're located in Florida, but I always admired your work on social media, the way you had the classic men's clothes and they were always suited with the nice little handkerchiefs. I always admired that. You have over 50 years experience in the fashion industry. Let's talk a little bit about the beginning of your fashion career.
It started. Well, I'm 64, so it started, like you said, about 50 years ago. We did my first fashion show. I did a fashion show for my mother. It was a church fashion show. From there, I went to modeling school, and then I did a lot of fashion shows and for different designers and churches and all kinds of organizations. So it's been through the from Florida to Atlanta. So I've done fashion shows for different designers for a long, very long time. It's something I really love to do.
Well, that shows in the beautiful garments that you put on social media. Now, you had a modeling troupe. I think it was called the Illusions and Distinguished Gentlemen Modeling Troupe. That sounds amazing. Can you talk a little bit about that time?
Oh wow, you went way back there. That was at the beginning of my
I
career
read
with
your
fashion. Yeah,
bio. I read
yeah, that
your
was
bio.
yeah, yes, yeah, you did. The Illusion was a group that I started with with high school kids. We went into high schools and did some fashion shows and got some of the kids that really like fashion. They were still in school, so they had their eye on getting into the fashion industry. So we pulled them out, and we started a troupe with them. Then we started doing fashion shows first. Plus, we trained them, and then we started doing fashion shows with them. And the Distinguished Gentlemen, I mean, the other group that was an all male modeling troupe, which are adult men that we used to go all over South Florida, well, Florida period, doing fashion shows back then. And as a matter of fact, I'm the only one that's still modeling from uh, about 40 years ago. A lot of the guys, they're doing other things. I'm the last one that's still in the fashion industry doing what we did a long time ago. I guess it's something I really like to do. So I just continue doing it. Mm-hmm.
And that's fantastic because this is your dream and this is what you like doing. And that is the best thing you can find in life when you like doing something and you can continue to do it. I've been in the fashion industry about 30 years myself, so I understand your passion. Now,
Mm-hmm.
you have a classic gentleman approach to fashion, which means to me, the men are always classy. You don't see the pants hanging down. I've never seen any kind of jeans or anything that you put up. I've always seen classy. You don't follow trends, you make them. Talk a little bit about creating your own style.
Yeah, that's I've always believed in. Starting the bus, not getting on the bus when the bus is already running. The cutting edge of the latest fashions, and then doing my own creations of fashions. I'm always looking at different movies, especially back in the 60s, the 50s and the 60s is my era. And I go back and I reach in and get some of the things that they were doing. And all fashion is, it just goes in a circle. Some of the things that they were wearing back then, we're wearing them now. And so if you got some things if you got some things that you really like, just put it in the back of your closet because it's coming around again. It just might be in a different fabric or a different way it fits, but it's coming back. So the majority of things just go and come right back again. So the
Right.
trends are just trends. Fashion, classic fashion, it never goes out of style. Never goes out of
Yeah,
style.
fashion is
And everybody
timeless.
can
It's
wear it.
forever. It's
Yes, it is. And a lot
forever.
of guys,
Fashion is forever.
they're talking about the skinny suits, but if they look back at the Temptations and the Stylistics, that's what they wore back then.
That's
Now
right.
they're back in style. Mm-hmm.
That is fabulous. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking with David Harrell. We're going to run over to our sponsors and we'll be right back in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back on Fashion Avenue News TV, and we're speaking with the amazing David Harrell, who does wonderful menswear. I mean, his menswear is classic and sophisticated. Now, you opened a store in 2013. It was your first men's clothing store. Talk a little bit about opening a classic men's store.
Well, I did open it then, but I was doing personal shopping and styling for before that because I had a regular job. I worked for the United States Postal Service for 32 years. I retired. That's when I opened my store, and I just believe in that classic look. And then I brought that style back to South Florida. I was born in South Florida, and I moved to Atlanta for 20 years. So, and I always tell people, fashion stopped right there in Atlanta. It doesn't come to Florida or to South Florida. A lot of people think the men South Florida can dress, but I'm here to tell you they really don't, because one thing, they think it's too hot down there to put on a suit, so they don't. So everywhere I go, I wear a suit because I'm representing, the classic man, and then I'm representing my store. So it's never too hot for me to wear a suit, because I wear one every day when I'm at my store, and then everywhere I go, I'm in a suit. That's just part of that's part of me. I'm in Home Depot, and I go by Home Depot in my suit. And so it's just a classic look, and we got to get the men back to doing that again. So that's what I'm trying to do here in South Florida, is get the men back to putting on suits again, like our fathers and grandfathers used to do.
Well, I love it. That's exactly what attracted me to want to interview you. Your classic collections, those type of things that you don't see men in today. They don't. They want to just be so relaxed. Whereas, when you put on a suit, no matter where you go, you're dressed for the occasion. Well, even if it's casual, you still dress. So this is one of the things that we really, really like that you do. Now, when you were coming up with, in fashion, in the fashion industry, did you have mentors? And I do understand that you mentor other people, men, as well as, business people, to help them.
Yeah, I had a guy that taught me all of the turns and the style and everything when it comes to modeling. He was a guy out of Chicago. He came down to South Florida, and he taught us, how to operate on the runway, how to rip the runway, as they call it now. But other than that, no other mentors. I just love fashion. Well, I take that back. My dad, I have some pictures of him up in my shop where he used to dress. And I also have two of his ties. My dad was born in 1906. And I still have, and he died in 76. So I still have two of his ties, which I wear occasionally. I don't wear them too often because they're antiques. But they right back in style from there to now, those same ties. If I wear one, you would never think that tie is like 40 years old.
Excellent. Now I know that you served in the Army. How did that have an effect on your fashion, meaning the discipline? Because you seem to be very disciplined as far as what you want to do. Your fashion, it's always, like I say, classy. Did that was that helpful to, your entrepreneurial spirit?
Yes, it was very. It taught me discipline and taught me how to be neat and to stand tall with confidence. Not with arrogance. You got a lot of men out there that's not approachable. But you have to be approachable. So that means you have confidence, not arrogance. So people come up to me all the time, they want to talk to me and I love it. But yeah, the military taught me a lot. And then plus when I went over I was stationed overseas, I met a lot of guys from all over the country, looking at their styles and looking at the way they do things. Because like Philadelphia, Chicago, all those guys up north, they got a whole different style than we have down here in South Florida. So I latched on to them guys, and me and some of those guys are still friends from this day. And I got out the military in 1979. And some of those guys, we still stay in contact because of, that bond that we had, that camaraderie in the military. And then, all of us like to dress. When we took those uniforms off in the evening, when we went out, everybody got dressed up, and I love it. So we used to have a good time. So It's my passion. I love it. Definitely a passion.
Yes. Excellent. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking with David Harrell. We're going to run over to our sponsors, and we'll be right back in just a moment. and gentlemen, we are back on Fashion Avenue News TV, and we're talking to that best dressed gentleman, David Harrell. Now, David, you produce a brunch, a gentleman's brunch of South Florida, like Mr. Fitness or Mr. Debonair, best dressed. Talk a little bit about that. That sounds very interesting.
Yeah, yeah, that's one thing that we're doing here in South Florida too, called the Gentleman's Brunch. And I have to say, you did your homework. You got me. You did your homework, and I appreciate that. But the Gentleman's Brunch is we have it like during the day. We get a lot of the guys that want to come together. We do a brunch, and then we have different uh, themes that we do. And we did a Western theme one year, and then we did everybody came in suits one year. And then this last year we couldn't do it because of the pandemic, but we always do a thing. We bring all the guys together, and then we have some of the guys bring some young men with them. And then we teach them different things, and we have different speakers come in. And then the main thing that I like to do is we give every man that attends a chance to get up and say something about themselves and about what they're contributing to the country or to their community. So that's a beautiful thing that they really like to do. And Mr. Debonair contest is a contest we put on as a best dress contest that we do. And the winner of that contest gets a $500 shopping spree in my store, which you can walk in the door and walk out the door with $500 worth of merchandise with no questions asked. And the second place is $200, and the first place is $100, I think. But that's just some incentive that we do, getting the men involved and getting them to put on some clothes and come out to the contest. And I also have to, thank my wife. She puts all that stuff together. I just sell suits. She does all the paperwork and the leg work on all the decorating and everything. So kudos to my wife. She does definitely keeps us together with that. And all the decorations you see with the brunches is from her and her sister. They have a catering business that they do. So they keep everything looking good. And it's
Well, I want
we
to
love
thank her
it. We
too.
love mm-hmm.
Yes, I want to thank your wife
Yeah.
too because she was so helpful. She sent she sent the bio. She was so helpful to me. She sent the bio to make sure I got it. She sent a few pictures, different things that I can use in the interview. So she's amazing, and she was very, very helpful. With helping me get the interview with you. So I do appreciate her help as well. So tell her hello for me. Yes.
She
Now,
just bought
for
in
the competition type of debonair, is that for everyone? Can anyone join in, or is it just for the people in Florida?
Yeah, anybody can join in. Yeah, we had a few out of towners came in for the competition, and it's good. It's like the players ball that the Superfly and all them, the Mac and all them used to do back in the day. But we gave it a up to date name called Mr. Debonair, and everybody they come out in 3 different outfits, and then we have
They try to
4
outdress
judges.
each other. Everybody wants to be.
Yep. Then
That's
they go down the
fabulous.
runway, do the thing, and they have a ball. And then we have 4 judges, which I just picked. Like we have 2 ladies because ladies love to see a well-dressed man. That's my theme for the well-dressed man. And ladies love to see a well-dressed man. So we have 2 lady judges
Right.
and 2 men judges. And one of the judges be the winner from the previous year. He's one of the judges. So he passed the crown on to the next Mr. Debonair. So we have a good time doing that.
Well, that's fabulous, and I think that's very inspirational for younger men to see someone dressing nice and not just with their pants hanging down or just in a t-shirt. It's good to see that because I think it inspires them to dress better. Now, we're getting down to our last 2 questions. You started your own ministry, Do the Word Ministry. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, that was a Bible study ministry that because I was in a ministry in Atlanta where I was assistant pastor at a ministry, and then I went to another church in Atlanta. Then when I got here, the Lord laid it on my heart to start a Bible study, which is called Do the Word. Because the Bible tells you have to do the Word, not just read the word, you have to do the word too. So that's what the Lord laid on my heart to do a Bible study and to teach the word, not just preach the word, teach the word, break the word down so you can understand it. Then you'll be able to incorporate it into your life. That's how you take full advantage of the word. The word of God is by incorporating it into your life. So, because I always say the devil comes at you with the word. He don't come in with you some ands, ifs, or buts. He coming with you with the word. So if you can throw the word right back at him, then he have to flee. So that's where the Bible study came in at.
Excellent. Now we're getting down to our last. We have just two questions left. What inspiration can you give to people that are out there? Because you have a business as well as you have a passion for what you do. What could you say to inspire people, even if they're not per se in fashion? They might be trying to start a business or trying to hang on to their business. And it seems like you hung on to your dream and kept things going. What inspiration?
Mm-hmm. I tell them, do your dream. If you can dream it, you can achieve it. That sounds kind of corny, but it is true because I'm living proof of that it can happen. Because I waited a very long time to start my business, but here I am years later. So get in there and do your dream, and don't be discouraged. Don't let anybody tell you no. Because I got a lot of guys that they call me, saying, Mr. Harrell, how can I go into the business? And I said, okay, now if you really want to do this, because I'm getting ready to pour a whole bucket of information onto you. And that's what I do. I'll just tell them everything that it takes to start a business. And that's just not just to close the business, but a business period, because there's some things that you have to do, like get your license. And I tell everybody, get you some business cards. Don't walk around without business cards in your hand. And I said, pass the business cards out to everybody. If I'm at Home Depot and I got on my work clothes that I'm working in the yard with looking like a bum, I'll ease up to the people. I say, okay, now I know I don't look like it, but I own a men's clothes store. And I'll hand them a business card. And that business card has my picture on it with me in a suit. They look at the picture, they look at me. They say, okay, well, yeah, I'll take that and I'm coming by. So, and you got to have passion for it. Anything that you don't have passion for, you're not going to fully commit to it. So if you're passionate about it, you will commit to it and you will do it as much as you can. Because I'm up all times of the night on Facebook looking at different eras of time. I look at Simone, I can't think of her last name, but I just looked at a movie last night and it took me right back to that era, which I liked in the 40s and the 50s and the 60s, the way that, people dress. And I'm standing in front of the TV, taking pictures of the TV of different outfits and different things that I like. So, and one thing too, do not depend on your family. Strangers are going to be the one that's going to bless you in your business. It's not going to be your family. It's going to be strangers and anybody that the Lord put in your path. The Lord told me a long time ago, the people that will shop with you are the ones that's supposed to shop with you. The other ones, don't worry about it. So I held on to that. Here I am 9 years later, still in the business.
Excellent. That is amazing. So we want to know your social media. Where can people reach you? How can they find the fabulous clothes? And do you sell online? Because I know you have a store, but do you also sell online? Because if someone is, say, not in the Florida area, can they still purchase?
Yes, they can. Well, my physical address is 4559 North University Drive in Lauderhill, Florida, area, zip code 33351. Phone number is 954-741-7999. That's my physical location. And we're there 3 to 7, Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays, and Saturdays from 1 to 7. Sunday and Mondays we're closed and we work by appointment only on Tuesdays. We also rent tuxedos and sell tuxedos. And our online store is harrellsonline.com, which my son, he runs the online store and he's in Virginia. And he has a location there that he does by appointment only in Virginia. That he works the online store, and he also has a location that he works on by appointment only. So we're very accessible, and we ship nationwide or worldwide. I've shipped some things overseas, and I don't know if you saw that we dressed Nick Cannon a couple of episodes in the Masked Singer that he does. We
Mm-hmm.
dressed him for a couple of episodes in that last season. We would have had him this season, but I think he got COVID or something this time. So we missed out
Yeah,
on this season, but we did get him last season with 2 outfits. Uh, and on
that
your
is
Facebook is,
excellent.
yeah, we have Facebook page. And then the Facebook page that I use mostly is David Harrell Sr., David Harrell SR, which I know I need to use my store, but the other one, I use that one more than I use the one on the store. But and then Instagram, my son does Instagram, so we have an Instagram page too, which a lot of people follow us on Instagram. So we're out there. And I told my
Yes,
son,
I
I said,
know.
we're
I
gonna make him.
follow you, and I look at all the stuff. I watch all the
Thank you.
clothes, and I said I wanted to do a nice interview with you because I really adore the clothes and the way you put like the garments together, with the little bow ties sometime and everything. It looks wonderful. So I said I'll reach out and try to get an interview, and I really really appreciate you taking the time to speak with me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much,
I
ladies
appreciate.
and
Oh, one other thing.
gentlemen. Uh huh.
We just started. Well, we're launching our own clothing line next month called Dapper 7. And that came from my son. He said, you can be dapper 7 days a week. So that's where the Dapper 7 comes from. So everybody
Excellent.
look for the launch. It's gonna be some some fashions that every man will want to get. And plus we also do custom suits. So if any men out there that got a picture of something that they like, we can duplicate it or we can custom make it for them. Doesn't matter what size you are. I'm skinny, but we go up to like a size 70 in some suits to extra long. So we can do athletes, anybody that want to look nice, we can make them look nice.
Excellent. I'll keep that in mind, and I'll look for, the new launch. I'll keep an eye out for the new launch, and I'll make sure to share it in my group because we're in New
Mm-hmm.
York City and we do a lot of fashion shows up here, the Fashion Week shows. So I will certainly share that. So if anybody wants a custom suit, even just to wear to the show, I'll make sure that they get
Mm-hmm.
in touch with you because I truly
Okay.
appreciate the classic look. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest this evening has been David Harrell Sr. of David Harrell's Men's Boutique in Florida. I'm your host, Sophia Davis, and you're watching Fashion Avenue News, where only the best will do. We'll see you next week.